What is going on? Happy Pride Month. It is June 2nd. Happy Pride Month. Wishing you all a peaceful, happy, joyful, loving, and safe Pride Month. Um, and of course, there's always a lot going on. So let's talk about it. Ohio man arrested after allegedly pulling down the skirt of a transgender woman at an amusement park. Now, if you didn't know, I'm in the Midwest, and I spent years as a kid, at least once or twice a summer, going to Cedar Point. So when I saw this story and saw the news about it and got information on it, I was like, wow. But then also looking at who committed the assault and harassment, it's the same demographic over and over and over again. And what's sickening about it is it's not surprising. So, Marquez Williams, an 18-year-old black cisgender male, is facing charges of public indecency, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and obstructing official business, according to court records. What you need to know: an 18-year-old cisgender male assaulted a transgender woman at Cedar Point Amusement Park in front of bystanders, including children. The suspect reportedly led police on a chase through the parking lot before being subdued with a taser and arrested. The victim's friend says the incident left her shaken, but she is now recovering with support from loved ones. Again, an 18-year-old cisgender male was arrested after allegedly committing a disturbing assault on a fellow amusement park guest and leading to a police chase through the parking lot. The Sandusky, Ohio Police Department tells People Marquez Williams, a 18-year-old black cisgender male, approached a transgender woman from behind, grabbed her skirt, and pulled down her clothing, revealing her buttocks and genitals at the Cedar Point Amusement Park on May 25th. So basically, it's been a week since this happened. Now, this is what we mean by all of this transphobic rhetoric and ideology and hatred towards trans people, and particularly trans women and trans feminine people, but trans people across the board. And time again, it is cisgender males that are sexually assaulting, sexually harassing, sexually abusing, and harming people. Rather, it's cis women, trans men, cis men, children, adolescents, teenagers, adults, elderly. It is cisgender males. And when we look at the very specifics, it is cisgendered heterosexual males, but it's cisgender males regardless of race, ethnicity, sexuality, class. That demographic is wreaking havoc on society and has been wreaking havoc on society for centuries. This is what toxic masculinity, rape culture, patriarchy, misogyny, transphobia, etc. This is what it creates. Now, this entire time, you have all of this, oh, we don't want trans women, we don't want trans feminine people, we don't want trans people going to the bathroom because we are afraid for women and children. Meanwhile, it is a cisgender 18-year-old male who is sexually assaulting a trans woman at an amusement park. And then y'all are so concerned about children. The 18-year-old cisgender male did not care about the bystanders or the children when he decided to sexually assault a trans woman by pulling her skirt down, exposing her butt and genitals to everybody that was in that vicinity at the amusement park May 25th at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. April Dempster, a friend of the alleged victim, tells Cleveland 19 they were at the park to celebrate her birthday. Quote, "We were there enjoying my birthday vacation because I go there every year for my birthday to have fun, and I bring all of my friends." Quote, Dempster says, adding that they had just finished riding the Top Thrill 2 coaster around 8:30 p.m. and headed toward the exit when the assault occurred. Quote, "As we were heading up the midway, some guy ran behind us and just grabbed my friend's skirt from behind and her underwear and yanked it all the way down to her ankles." Quote, she claims, quote, "It took me a second to register what had just happened to my friend. Yes, I took off running immediately after this person." Quote, Dempster said she ran toward the front gate where she reportedly flagged a security guard. Quote, "After I told him what happened, he radioed security and the guy was being chased through the entire parking lot." Dempster claims, quote, "He led them on a pretty big chase through the whole parking lot. He was weaving through all the cars and the cops in their cars couldn't really get to him." Quote, Marquez Williams, the 18-year-old black cisgender male, allegedly ran from police and refused orders to stop. A responding officer states in the police report, quote, "At this point, I deployed my taser, which had an immediate effect and caused the subject to fall to the ground." As authorities waited for an ambulance to arrive, a large crowd reportedly formed and some members became aggressive towards officers, so backup units were called, per the report. Williams was eventually able to get back on his feet and, quote, "attempted to pull away from officers." However, he was soon secured back on the ground, per police. Williams reportedly sustained a scrape to his face during the altercation. After treatment, Williams was booked in the Erie County Jail. He currently faces charges of public indecency, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and obstructing official business, according to court records reviewed by People magazine. A hearing is scheduled for Wednesday, June 3rd, in Sandusky Municipal Court. Dempster says her friend was shaken by the incident, eventually returning to the park but remaining on edge. Quote, "They were pretty rattled the first couple of days after it happened. They didn't even want to go back to Cedar Point. They didn't want to go outside. They didn't want to go have fun anymore. And we were there for the whole week," she says. Quote, "She is doing a lot better now. She's home and she has her support group with her." Dempster added, quote, "We were out having a great day and there was no reason for anyone to put their hands on anyone." So, again, and I'm going to say it and I know I'm going to catch flack, but speaking as an intersex trans man who's gay, queer, and who also happens to be black, I don't want to hear any Black Lives Matter on this. I don't. Because once again, you are willingly in this situation, in this particular situation, you are willingly assaulting people. You are not a victim. This is not about racism. This is about you being a pervert, you being a predator. And the fact that it's an 18-year-old also is very telling of the problem with toxic masculinity, because they're younger and younger, cisgender males, younger and younger, and already raging red flags. And of course, everybody will sit up, "Oh, well, you know, he didn't know, he knew what he was doing. Boys will be boys. You're 18, you're an adult." And again, boys will be boys is just another way of justifying horrible ass behavior from cisgender males. Y'all are raising predators and abusers. You're raising the next rapist. You're raising the next domestic violence person. That's what you're doing. under toxic masculinity and patriarchy, misogyny, transphobia, etc. And again, trans people shouldn't have to worry about if they're going to be sexually assaulted, walking outside, going to an amusement park, hanging out with their friends, walking down the street, existing just like cisgender people get to do every single day. Shouldn't have to worry about that. Now, then why are cisgender people, and then I'm gonna say it, cisgender males, why are you always so focused on what's in someone's pants in the first place? Again, this hyper focus on someone's genitalia, on someone's sexuality, on someone's gender is ridiculous. You're at an amusement park, ride the roller coasters, get you some cotton candy, hit up the beach, and relax. Why are you focused on somebody else's genitalia at an amusement park? And quite frankly, you need to be grateful that all you did was get tased, because you do that with the wrong person and you're gonna get shot. Y'all better get real. You better get real, because you're physically assaulting people, not to mention some of these states, 26 or so states in the USA are considered stand your ground laws. And you physically assaulting someone like that gives them every right to use stand your ground as a justification to stand your ground and get rid of you. So again, I don't want to hear anymore, oh my God. Nope, this is what is happening, and it's a cisgender male. It's a cisgender male. Doesn't matter what the race, ethnicity, sexuality, class, it is a cisgender male that is typically the ones committing these types of acts, putting everybody in danger, including women and children, whether they're cis or trans. So when you want to police the correct demographic that's actually wreaking havoc, let me know. Information on this situation is in the description box below.